I was born here. My parents were both from Ireland. When I was about 6 weeks old, we moved back to a small village of Rathcoole in County Dublin, where I was raised. And just shy of 20 years old, I came back to New York. Lived in Queens. I've lived in this district for about 33 years. As most people, when they come to a new country, I did a whole hodgepodge of menial jobs on different construction sites. Went to college in the evening, Queens College in the 1990s. I started in the public education system as a janitor. And then in 2000, when I graduated college, I was a little older than most of the students in the class. I became a teacher. Shortly before I graduated, I got a letter. Most of the students got a letter to say, hey, come work for the DOE. And there's a job here for you. Now, the job was very, very low paying. I had never visualized myself going to work in a suit and a tie. I had came up on construction sites. As I say, right before that, I was working as a janitor in schools around the city. And it was from that then getting to know the students, understanding their struggles, and realizing that I actually did enjoy the job. I had an impact. I saw I was having an impact and I enjoyed it. And I looked forward to going to work every day. I was shortly after that elected as a delegate for my union in my school, and then became the chapter leader in the school. I was elected. At that time, we had a staff of about 150 people. From there, after 3 years in that role, I had an opportunity to either go into the DOE as a principal of a boutique high school. The chancellor at the time, Joe Klein, tried to recruit me into that. And at the same time, I was looking to move into the UFT. So I obviously chose the United Federation of Teachers. It's one of the hats I wore. I was the lead or the head of the Queen's Salary and Leaves Department. I had a staff of about 3 or 4 people, and we took care of those 25,000 members in Queens. So anybody who had any kind of leave, whether it was maternity leave, care for a sick family member, any kind of leave that they needed to navigate through the bureaucracy of the DOE, me or my staff took care of them. That included the over 2,000 members that live in this district. So at one point or another, I've dealt with our members all across Queens and across this district. So advocating for workers, their rights, their livelihood has been something that I've been doing for a very, very long time. At the same time, I was also the political coordinator for Queens. That meant I ran every election in Queens. I interfaced and lobbied with all of the elected officials in the borough of Queens. And it wasn't long when I started to then take on that role in a citywide role, running election campaigns in Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, and even Staten Island. I then expanded out to Long Island and upstate New York. So I didn't just do the races, the elections, I also did a lot of the interfacing with the elected officials as the lead political strategist for the UFT for many, many years. So yeah, I've lived in this community for 33 plus years. I raised my daughter here. So this community has been a very important part of our life here in New York and my family's life. So my daughter, basically, the parks were her backyard, whether it was Juniper Park, Maurice Park, or a whole host of different parks. We spent her childhood in those. So parks are very, very important to me in how we maintain them, so that when a parent brings their child there, those parks are safe, clean, secure, and fully funded so that they're presentable. Those are, for many kids in this district, their backyards. When I looked at this seat, this particular seat is an open seat. The current council member is term limited out. And I took this as an opportunity that I can bring my skill sets to advocate for the district and the communities that I've lived in for 33 years. My relationships with elected leaders across this city, with union leaders across this city, with nonprofits and private sector mean I have a Rolodex, if you will, that I can bring to bear and leverage for the advantage of this community. There are a multitude of quality of life issues that we have to address. Education is one of the most important issues in this district, and coming from this educational space for the last 25 plus years, I believe the skill sets I have will help us improve our schools and address those issues right now in this district. I want to create more seats for our students. I want to make sure that the state law that has been passed and fully funded over the next 4 or 5 years is implemented, where we reduce and lower class size. Our students and their families deserve the highest quality education in one of the richest cities in the world. One of the things that I want to do as I take a leadership role in New York City government is make sure that our police precincts are fully staffed. Right now, we have a staffing shortage across this city. I intend to address that and make sure I bring the resources into this district. Why am I the best candidate for this position? Having lived here for 33 years, I understand what this community needs. I will be sitting at the leadership table of New York City government. When I take office on January 1st, 2026, I will make sure this district gets the resources it needs, the attention it deserves, and I will be a leader that delivers.